Hello everyone, welcome to Pepcoding. So in this video we are going to discuss another question of our stack module which is next smaller element to the right. So firstly we discuss the question, then we move to our solution. So in the question they are given, you are given a number n represent the size of an array A. So we have array A and the number n which represent the size of our array. Okay. In the second line, you are given n numbers representing element of array A. So we have numbers n which are the elements of our array A. Okay. So in the third line, you are required to next smaller element on the right of for all elements of array. So what we have to do? We have to require we have to you have to require next element, smaller element. So we have to find out the next right smaller element is next to our present element and it's smaller or in the right side. Okay, input and output is handled for you. Okay, so there is another line given, next smaller element on the right of an element x is defined as the first element to the right of x having value smaller than the. So they are saying the smallest element of next right smallest of element of x is defined as the element which come in the right side of the x and its value is smaller than the x. Okay, so there is a note. In that note they are given, if an element does not have any element, if an element does not have any element on its right side smaller than it, consider -1 as its next smallest element on the right. So they are saying in the note, if our element, present element, like we are at fourth element, so the in for fourth element, if there is not any smaller element in right from 4 to like n is the size of array, then there is not any smaller element than the 4. So what we have to do, we have to print -1 is for that one. Okay, so let's see input and output. So in the sample input they are given 5 5 3 8 minus 2 7. Okay, so this is our simple input. So this see our sample output. So in sample output we have 3 minus 2 minus 2 minus 1 minus 1. So for the given sample input, this is our output. So that's about the question. Let's move to our whiteboard and discuss our approach. So in this question we have they are given an array. So firstly I create the array. Okay, so this is our array. I am assuming its size is 5. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And the number present in this is 1, 9, 2, 5, 4. So this question is similar to the previous one. If you didn't watch the previous one, please go and watch that question. That question help you in this question. In the last question, we are doing we are finding greater in left. For that one, what we are doing, we are start iterating from 0 and moving to. But in this question, what we have to do, we have to find out smaller from right. So for that, we are start iterating from last and moving to 0. Okay, so for that I make my our answer array. Here is our answer array. Same size. And we have a stack also. In the last question we are also using stack. That's why this approach is similar to that one. That's why I am saying go and watch that one. That's very helpful for you in this question. Okay, so let's discuss. So firstly I give the name. This is by taking black here, stack. This is our answer array and this is our given array which they are providing. Okay, so let's start from right. So I'm giving it 0 1 2 3 4. So for fourth element we have 4 value. For that one, we don't have any element in the right, so we have -1 for that. That same thing they are providing in question. You can see here, if an element does not have any element on its right side smaller than it, consider -1. You can see -1 here. Consider -1 as its next smallest element, right? Okay, the same thing I am writing here. I am putting -1. And another thing, in stack we push that element for finding the right, like we have to find right element, right smallest element for every element. For that I am putting it in the stack push, so the every element have push in the stack. That's mandatory. Let's move to 5. I'm removing this line from here. I'm writing -1 here, 4 in our stack, and the next number is 5. Okay, for 5 we have to find out next right element, which is 4. So for that we go to our stack and check for, like, we have two condition, we have two type of number. For, like, if our number there is 5, so firstly we check for higher value, like maximum value element. So 5 value is, firstly we check before push that element in our stack, we check our condition. If our number is greater than the number which is present in the top of our stack, firstly we add that number in our array and then push that number in our stack. Okay, I am again repeating, if the value of our number is greater than the number which is present on the top of our stack, firstly we add that number in our stack, in our answer array, and then push that element in the stack. Okay, let's see for 2. So 2, for 2 we are finding the next right smallest element. Let's check in the, and the mandatory, what is mandatory, we have to push element in the stack. Before pushing, we push in the stack, we are checking the condition. So for smaller we have condition, if the value of number is smaller than the number which is present in the top of stack, this one, for this one, then pop the number and check for the next element for that one is present in the stack. So firstly we pop the element. For that one we remove 5 from here. Then again check for 2. The top number is greater than 2. So we again pop until we get the smaller. What we are doing here, if I am writing here, if the st.pop, stack.pop is greater than our number element, for that then st.top, I write pop instead of top. Stack.top is greater than number, then we pop until number is less than 2. We are, what we are doing, we are removing from the stack until the number come, until the size becomes 0, or size equals to 0, or the number in the stack comes less than 2. Okay, because we are finding what we are doing, we are finding smaller from the right side. Okay, so you can see there is no number. So for that what we have to do, we have to put -1. I'm writing it from left, -1. Okay, and then push 2 in the. Let's see for 9. For 9 we have to find out the smallest right number. Check, move to stack. Before push in the stack, we firstly check the condition. If the top element is less than, if the top of stack is less than our number, so we have to put that number in our array and push 9 in the stack. Okay, then move to 1. For 1 we have to check 9 is greater. So what we have to do, we have to pop out the 9 from the stack, then again check 2 is greater than 1, so again we pop out, then the size becomes 0, so we have to put -1 for 1. I am again repeating, if our number is greater, let's for 5, we are saying for 5, if our number is greater than the number which is present on the top of the stack, what we do, we add that number in our answer array, and then we put we push that number in our stack. Like we have 4 here, we have 4 here, and then we push 5 and 4, we put 4 in array, and then for 2 the number for, if our number is smaller than the number which is present in the top of the stack, then what we do, we pop the number from the stack, and if the size becomes 0, we put -1. So I hope you understand the upper approach. So let's move to our editor and write our code. So I'm maximizing the code so that you can easily see what they are given. So in the code they are given number n, which represent the size of our array. Then we have array arr and their element, an element. Then we have a math, and we have a solution. We have a solution sol array function which we have to complete, and at the end we have a display. So move to this function which we have to complete. Firstly, I take int n which is equals to arr dot size. Okay. Then I create an array, answer array, vector int answer n size. Then we have to create a stack of int type, giving it name st. Then firstly what we are doing, at the end of answer array we are adding -1, also adding this in the stack. We are adding 4 here. Same thing I am writing in this here. You can see answer at n-1 equals to -1. Okay. Also st dot push, what we have to write, st dot push arr at n minus. Then we start iterating from right to left. For that, int I is equal to n-2, I is greater than equals to 0, and I minus minus. Okay. So firstly we check while st dot size is greater than 0 and st dot top is greater than equals to arr at I. What is this I can write this condition here. That condition is same when we have 5 and 4, then 2 comes, we are popping out this and this, and then size become 0. So st dot pop, okay, st dot pop, and if we don't have, if we have like, we have 4 in our stack and we don't have 5, then for 5 we are adding, what we are doing, we are adding this in our array. Let's say for 4, what we are doing, we are checking if the size is 0, we are adding -1. So firstly we are doing this condition. So if st dot size is equals to 0, then answer at I is equal to -1. In else condition, what we are doing, answer dot I is equals to st dot top, and then we are push that element in stack, so we are pushing it here at I. Okay, and at the end I am returning the array answer. So this condition, these two condition you can see here. For 5, for 4, we don't have any number in the stack, so we are taking -1 here. For 5, we are adding 5 and taking 4 here, adding in the array. Same thing I am doing here, adding st dot top or -1 and push that element in the st and return the. I'm again repeating what I am doing in this code. And the size of array, creating new ones for array, then creating an integer stack, then firstly adding -1 in the end of the array, and then st dot push, we are adding the last element, then we start iterating from the last to 1 to 0, then checking the condition. If st dot top is greater than arri, like till it's greater than, you can see here for 2, 5 and 4 is greater, so we are popping 5 and 4 again, then it becomes 0. Same thing for 0, size is greater than 0, and for that one we are popping out, and then if we are checking if size is 0, we are adding -1, and then if size is not 0 and the value is smaller, so we are adding st dot top in our array answer at I, and the last we are adding push the value in the stack and return the array. So trying to compile it, is there any error or not? So it's given error, let's check. Okay, invalid operation of boolean in the line 35. st dot size is greater than 0 and st dot top. Okay, so here I forget these things, I check it for others. Let's try to compile it. Okay, so that's accepted. We get 3 -2 -2 -1 1. So let's see in our sample output what we want. In the same, here you can see 3 -1 2 -2 -1. This is similar to our output, sample output. Try to submit it. So we submit it successfully. We get 10 out of 10. So I hope you understand the question and solution. So that's all about the video. If you like the video, please like the video. If you understand the question, please like the video, subscribe our channel, and if you have any doubt, please write in the comment section. Thank you for watching.